welcome. I like water, okay? Especially when I'm like floating down a river and stuff. Speaking of which, this reminds me of a story, or just a time a while back when me and my brothers were going down a little thing. So let me paint the picture. There's a little canal by where we live. So me and my brothers decided to go down it one time. Okay, so there's me, Calvin, and Sawyer. They both have YouTube channels. You can subscribe to them right now. We walked over with the floaties, and we're like all excited to do this, and then there's like a gate thingy, and it wasn't really open, so we had to like climb under it, and we just like tossed our floaties over it, and like as we were doing that, there was a man from his car. He's yelling at us, and he said, "Don't go down there. Like kids get lost down there," or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we wait for him to leave because we don't care, honestly. So now we're like in the canal, and then it takes a while to get started, and like at the beginning I'm all worried like people will catch us, so I'm like looking back every once in a while. So something I didn't bring up was my brother brought his speaker so we could blast music, and I didn't really like this idea because I thought we would get caught, but it was kind of funny. So yeah, we brought the speaker. Now we're just like chilling down this river thing, which there are leeches in, and I don't like those because they get on you. We're going down it, vibing, chilling, listening to music, and yeah, and like I remember there's this one part where we were going down, and then there's like, we're like in between houses here. There's like a straight river, and then we're in between houses, and like there was like a lawnmower happening from one, like someone was like mowing their grass in the backyard or something, and then we heard like a yell of some sort, like some weird like Joe grandpa over there, and he was like, me and my brothers are shocked. We're just looking at each other, and we're like, what the heck just happened? And then we keep going down, and then after a while I think we start like walking in the river because we get like stuck on like leaves or branches or something. And then what we do, yeah, we listened, like Kermit the Frog, like the banjo music. We played that as a joke, and yeah. So we were walking down our. Let me just take a second to contemplate life. Going down, and we're walking our floaties, and then all of a sudden there's a big drop. So my little brother, he like falls halfway, and basically almost his whole body is submerged. And then we pull him up. He's scared half to death. He's like shivering after it. And we're like, you okay? And he's like, yeah. and then we continue walking, and then we get on again. Since like we didn't have a way to get back, we saw the end. We see the end. It's coming up. There's like a fence, and then we need to crawl under the fence because there wasn't like a direct gate or anything. But yeah, but first, before we like crawl under it, we call my mom. We're like, "Mom, can you pick us up, please?" And then she's like, "Okay, I'm coming." As she comes, like she pulls up next to the sewer thing, and then like some Karen drives by and like, "You kids don't go playing around in there." And I'm like, and then me and my brothers all look at each other and start dying of laughter, bro. She's just like very old, and then my mom picks us up, and we're like, yeah. My mom picks us up and is like, what was wrong with that lady? And we're like, we don't know. But anyway, yeah, we get home, and we take a shower. It's a nice hot shower, and we remove all the leeches. There weren't that much for my brothers, but for me, that that's another story. Yeah, that's it, pretty much. Moral of the story: don't do don't uh, there don't do that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe.